Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Paul J. Uthier Fieldhouse here in Chisholm, Oklahoma. The 57th Annual Week Capital Tournament Boys Championship about to get underway. I am Matt Adair, joined in the booth by the preeminent Michael Swisher, going to bring you this championship showdown here at the Week Capital. Boy, what a good girls game that was.
Yeah, that was Adam and I were talking about, especially that first half. We just hoped the second half was half as good as the first, and it kind of was. Excellent girls championship game. Congratulations to the Ladybugs on winning their 7th Week Capital Championship, and now we're going to crown the boys champ.
First Ladybugs Week Capital title since 2020. So been a long time, and some very good teams in between here and there that have come to this tournament that just continues to produce excellent basketball. Today, though, the big show right now is going to be the boys championship game as Heritage Hall has drawn down Kingfisher here for the title. And these two teams have played exceptionally well on their path through this tournament. In fact, Heritage Hall has really done a good job of putting guys in their rearview mirror. They got a big win over Alva to open things up and then took care of business against the Jones Longhorns, who were a little stickier than I thought that they might be in that game against Heritage Hall yesterday. That was certainly a good one. Kingfisher, on the other hand, as I look back and see,
Kingfisher had to scrap one out yesterday against Chisholm. That came down to the wire.
They did. Opened up with a good, I think it was a 12 or 15-point win against Cushing, and then a 1-point victory against the host team, the host school for this Week Capital Tournament in Chisholm. And you were on the air for that one. And, me and Adam alluded to it in the Chisholm game that took place today, because that was also a one-possession finish in that boys' third-place game where Chisholm fell. And last night, Chisholm actually hits the buzzer beater, but the clock didn't start. The referees had blown the play dead. And even though Cooper Westfall went full Superman mode and made that bucket, Chisholm had to re-inbound the ball, start back again with just 2 seconds, and the final shot didn't go.
Yeah, had a much tougher look that second time, and it was one of the weirder final 2 minutes of a game that you'll watch. Kind of hated it took away from what the teams did out on the floor for most of that 32 minutes as the Yellow Jackets are being introduced here. They are the number 12 team in Class 4A. These teams were supposed to play December 19th at Heritage Hall. There was a little football game in Norman that night, and there's some pretty good investment in the OU football program by some Heritage Hall folks, namely some young ladies on the Heritage Hall girls basketball team. So they didn't play, and they're not rescheduling that game. So the boys are getting their matchup here tonight. Heritage Hall ranked number 3, 9-0 in Class 3A. Chargers among the best in 3A. Really, they got challenged, I'd say, for a good portion of the first half yesterday against Jones, but really just started to pull away. And outside of that, haven't been challenged in this tournament. And it's going to be all Kingfisher's got to keep up with the Chargers here today if Heritage Hall continues to play like they have through the first 2 rounds.
Tell you, having got to watch Heritage Hall twice in this tournament, they just don't run out of gas and they just don't run out of depth. It's incredible, the program that they're putting together over there.
And unless I'm forgetting a game somewhere, the last 3 times these teams have played, the Class 4A gold ball has been on the line.
I believe so.
I don't think they've played since 2021 championship game. And the Week Capital Championship now is underway.
Well, out of the bag, Heritage Hall will control the tip. Their starting lineup includes Xavier Imbro, Benton Southers, Timothy Young, Braylon Bradshaw, and Porter Gillespie. And right off of the bat, boom, Young will go for 3.
Of course, you recognize the last name. That's for a reason.
Kingfisher quickly back down the floor, and we're going to have our first foul call. It'll go against the Chargers of Heritage Hall. Starters for Kingfisher include Cash Laird, Michael Easley, Hayes White, Jackson Wilbanks, and Crossan Martin.
That foul was on Imbro, his first.
So Heritage Hall, the first to draw a foul, if you will. They were also the first with points. And now a quick up-under look for Kingfisher as
Michael Easley
picked it up.
Sometimes tough to see the outline numbers.
It is a little bit, actually. I struggle anyway. I got the glasses on and everything else as Imbro goes to work, gets to the paint, and opens himself up. Imbro will pick up 2.
Pretty good defense. He just kind of stayed with it and finally got the crease he needed.
Wasn't going to give up on that drive to the bucket. I've been really impressed with the play of Imbro, especially when you see that big wrist wrap over the thumb there that's isolating some of that shooting hand. He has stayed hot through this tournament. A couple of bodies hit the floor on the far side as Hayes White penetrates. Fadeaway jumper's going to go. Hayes White has come to play basketball. And then Boogie Bradshaw is going to be fouled on his way to the bucket.
And that was Hayes working against Denton Southers again. Pretty good defense by the Chargers on that end. It's just we've seen a couple of good offensive possessions by each team thus far.
So Heritage Hall will set up with the box inbound. Screen from Bradshaw opens up Gillespie, back up top to Bradshaw, now at the top to Young. The freshman making his debut appearance in the Week Capital Tournament on the basketball court. Errant jump shot. Rebound picked up by Kingfisher. It was Easley who pulled it in. And now White will penetrate. Skip pass outside, long setup for the tray, and that one rims in and out, no good. Long rebound going to go out of bounds. It's going to be possessed by Heritage Hall.
Cash Laird, one of the Jackets you want shooting three-pointers. They don't necessarily make a ton, but certainly enough to be effective.
Imbro on the dribble. Across the half-court line, 5-4, a tight ball game here in the opening few minutes. 6:15 left to go in quarter number one. Imbro will kind of check the right side, dribbles back between the rings, gives it up to Gillespie, back to Imbro on the handoff pass. He'll go wing right, fires up the tray, and that one will rim off, no good. Rebound pulled down by Heritage Hall. That was Denton Southers down there fighting for the board.
Yeah, he was in between two blue jerseys, and he's the one that came away with it. And they're going to get crossing Martin. Martin was in foul trouble a lot of the first half yesterday, eventually fouled out.
Imbro to inbound. Gillespie trying to fight through screens. They open up Timothy Young, and bang, he drops one.
He looked like Trey on his first 2-3 shots of the day, 2 for 3 so far.
I was going to say, such a smooth release, and just like skating across glass, he's got an absolutely gorgeous jump shot. Contested ball goes out of bounds, and Heritage Hall is going to get it back. They enjoy an 8-4 lead.
Laird tried to force the issue there, kind of got a little bit out of control.
Imbro will bring it down the floor for the Chargers. Back on offense. Stacks up, working against Laird. Bounce pass headed to Young, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Young was cutting to the bucket, and Imbro bounced it back toward the sideline. So an unforced error turnover.
Full court pressure here by the Chargers.
I am not surprised. They have stood hip to hip, nose to nose with every team that's taken the floor with them in this tournament so far. So here comes the Kingfisher Yellow Jackets. Cash Laird on the drive, and we're going to be whistled with a foul. This could be... No, they're going to catch Timothy Young. I thought maybe Imbro was about to pick up his second.
First on Young, second team foul.
Box formation for Kingfisher here as they will run Cash Laird all the way around. Instead, they drop it into Martin, back to White, and then Hayes White will penetrate far side, goes up with the left-handed, scores.
White with 2 early buckets. That's good news for the Jackets. He's kind of gotten a slow start in the last 2 starts for him.
Imbro with a bullet pass to Porter Gillespie, who knocks one out from the far right corner.
He kind of let the Kingfisher student section know about it after he did it.
He was feeling it on that one, no doubt. Kingfisher back with it. Hayes White to penetrate. Pull up on the jump shot. The runner rolls across the rim. No good. Bradshaw with the rebound. Outlet Young. Down to Imbro. Crossover dribble. Bounce pass underneath. Bradshaw blows the layup. And Imbro there to clean up the glass. And that's going to trigger a timeout from Kingfisher as Heritage Halls run out to a 13-6 lead. We'll take a break and be back. You're listening to the Week Capital or watching the Week Capital Tournament right here on Squirtle.tv.
We show up every day, ready. When tragedy strikes, we're prepared. It's what we do, it's who we are. Community is the heart of rural healthcare. We come together on some of the worst days because we're holding hope that together we'll experience the best days too.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for air.
Welcome back live to the Week Capital Tournament. Here in Chisholm, Heritage Hall and Kingfisher duking it out for who gets to take home the championship trophy here at the 57th Annual Week Capital Classic. 13-6, Heritage Hall out on a bit of a run. Full court pressure being applied as they kick it in. Goes to Easley, and then he'll hand it back to Hayes White. White on the dribble working against Sutton. Across the half-court line. Bounce pass near side into the hands of Easley. Offense stirs as he looks underneath. Back up top, Hayes White. Off of the screen, moving to his left. Gets it down into the short corner, nothing doing. They have to kick it back up top. Laird on the drive, and a call against Bradshaw.
The fact that he can even be out there defending says a lot about his ability as he's guarding Laird out on the perimeter. His first foul. That's 3 team fouls. Not even halfway through the first yet.
You have to watch Heritage Hall switch a lot on the Alva team. They will guard you face-to-face 1 through 5, and it doesn't matter who you are. They are quick. Open shot from the corner for Kingfisher won't go, and then Laird on the hustle play. A whistle and a foul, and I think this is going to go against Heritage Hall. They're going to catch Imbro for his second.
Yeah, already 2 on him, and now 4 on the Chargers, so Kingfisher's going to be in the bonus the rest of the way. Not even halfway through this first quarter.
Imbro picked up a couple of fouls quickly in that Alva game as well. Settled down when he re-entered the game later on, and I don't know that he fouled again.
It's Bennett Richardson in for him.
Richardson on the floor. Hayes White spinning, and he's going to be called for the charge, the push-off. There have been a plethora of offensive fouls called both in the ladies' championship game and the third-place game before that. The referees really making a point of emphasis on that arm check. If you extend beyond the 90 on that elbow, you're drawing a whistle. 3:56 to go as Southers brings it across the floor. Gets it to Richardson. Now back to Bradshaw, penetrating, cut off. Stuck at the elbow, tries to get the pass over to Young. Bounce pass nearly stolen away by Laird. Kingfisher will regroup as Heritage Hall triggers it in from the side court. 3:45 to go in quarter number 1. 13-6 still our score. Into Bradshaw. Hands it back to Young. One dribble, lob pass to Bradshaw. Kicks it out, Gillespie. Inside, Southers. Spins, pump fake, goes up, foul, and give him and one. Got the foul on Michael Easley.
Patient there, did the head fake, got Easley in the air, and it was elementary from there.
That will send Southers to the line for his first look at the charity stripe tonight. 15-6 Heritage Hall lead.
4th different Charger to score in this quarter already.
And one is good. 16-6. 10-point run out for Heritage Hall to get started. Hayes White will take it as far back into the backcourt as you can. Brings it across the half-court line. Again, Southers just attached to Hayes White's hip. Easley with it. Gets it down to Markin, and then underneath the Cash Laird for 2. Quickly, the Chargers return down the floor. Southers on the dribble drive. Out to Young. Just beyond the logo of the Chisholm Longhorns underneath. Bradshaw left it a little bit light on the first layup attempt. Ball still loose on the floor. Finally taken away. It's Kingfisher that comes up with it, and it was
Croston Martin.
Martin that came up. There you go. 2:50 to go in this one as Cash Laird goes to the bucket, gets fouled. That's going to go against Bennett Richardson.
He just reached in as Cash was trying to get by him.
Just about caught him with the old clothesline there.
So Laird will shoot 2.
Boy, Cash Laird has been a fantastic player throughout the course of this tournament as well. A lot of hustle in him. I like his game. Stares down the first one, and it's a bucket. Kingfisher down at the moment, but certainly not out. There is a lot of athletic prowess floating around that Yellow Jacket squad.
So they bring in their 2 subs, Eric Luke and Colin Fair. Fair, the only non-senior who gets significant playing time. He's a freshman.
Well, you got to be excited about that. Freshman earning some big minutes. 2:43, clock ticking. Young gives it up to Bradshaw. Wants to work against. Try to see who
working
that was.
Against Eric
working
Luke
against
there.
Luke. He's going to. Eric Luke will pick up his first. I was going to say he's going to drive to the bucket and then picked up the foul. Bradshaw to the free throw line. First is on the way. Front of the rim, back of the rim, rolls off to the right side. 16-10 our score as Bradshaw stares down his second. Eyes it, flies it, lets it go. And that one nearly rimmed out too. He gets the second one though. Gets it to go home. Into Farr, back to Hayes White. Field general. Hayes White on the dribble. Long pass up the floor. Finds Easley. Spinning at the elbow. Underneath to Laird. One dribble, attacks the paint. Runner, in and out, won't go. Southers picks up the rebound. To Gillespie, back to Southers. Fakes the pass, tries to drive. Good cutoff by Hayes White. Southers is stuck, needs some help. Spins and then floats to the rim as Hayes White crawled around trying to make sure that he cut the passing lane off, and Southers finds a hole right there at the end.
Got the finger roll from 8 feet out.
Hayes White on the dribble. Southers stacked up on him. He'll give it up to Farr, now easily. Underneath, bounce pass to Laird, working against Young. Spinning jumper goes that time. Lots of contact there between the two. No whistle, and Laird scores two.
They're making it a point to get to him on the inside. He's hit 2 of 3 from down there.
Boogie Bradshaw has it. One quick step as he penetrates. He'll kick it out near side into the hands of Whitworth. Errant three-pointer, no good. Laird on the rebound. Now accelerates into the forecourt. Cash Laird going to the bucket and draws the foul. Caught Boogie Bradshaw with his back to the ball and really took advantage of that.
Yeah, he saw that he had his back there and just had a little bit of a crease, so he attacked. The foul's going to be on Whitworth.
Whitworth was there as well. I'm surprised. I really thought they'd go with Bradshaw there. Both of them were in the zone, so. Cash Laird, first free throw rims in and out, no good. Laird with the neon orange shoes. He is hard to lose in a crowd.
Yeah.
Especially from this camera angle where you really can see the feet on the floor. His pop, second free throw is good. 19-13, 1:18 to go. Southers on the dribble. He will bring the ball up against Easley, working to his right. All the way down to the wing and now penetrates. Baseline, spins, cut off by Easley. Helped out with by Farr. Pass up the floor, tipped by Hayes White. Kingfisher in control on the run, and now Hayes White, little hesitation move, goes to the bucket. No foul call, a little contact there as Heritage Hall cleans up the rebound. Gillespie's three-pointer on the way, no good, and Hayes White pulls down the rebound.
That was an excellent recovery by Boogie on the defensive end there. It may have been a little bit of contact, but I thought he was toast once Hayes got by him initially.
Thought he was too. Farr has it, cross courts it to Easley, running baseline, bounce pass underneath, and they will find Luke to go up and put 2 in. And all of a sudden, Kingfishers close the gap, 19-15. 27 seconds to go.
It was 19-9 with 3:33 to go in the quarter.
Yellow Jackets on a bit of a run. Big cross-court pass for Heritage Hall as they send it far side to Whitworth. Couple of dribbles, gets it to Bradshaw. He wants to attack, gets to the elbow. Floater goes up, no good. Farr pulls down the rebound. Outlet to Laird, 9 seconds. Across the half-court line, 8 seconds. Top of the key, 7 seconds. At the bucket, 3 seconds, and the roller will go. Tossed into Southern, who will fly one down the floor and almost into the administration section down there at the end of the bench. And that will expire the first period of play. Just a 2-point contest. Heritage Hall on top, 19-17. We'll be back with more after this word from our sponsors here at the Wheat Capital Tournament, brought to you on Squirtle.tv.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
Welcome back live to Chisholm High School, home of the Wheat Capital Tournament. 57 years this tournament's been running, and I mentioned this a little bit ago, Swish. You'll know more about it than I do, I think. This tournament's been housed in a couple of different places, finally settled here in Chisholm, but it's moved around some.
I'll believe you on that one. It's been here ever since I've been back and covering it. So
I was going to say, for the 20-plus years I've been doing it, this is where it's been. But I had somebody tell me that it used to be somewhere else. I went with it as a fact, so we'll pretend like it's true. Somebody will text me here in a minute, tell me how wrong I am. If it stays consistent, it will be my wife.
8-0 run by Kingfisher with the final 3:33 of that first quarter to get back within 2. Umbro back in there.
Kingfisher plays really composed basketball. Very rarely are they out of sorts or trying to push too hard.
Well, I think that's one thing that Coach Colby Connell, this is his third year, he really stressed about yesterday's game is that they were able to do that. Laird picking up where he left off. He's up to 12 points.
Cash Laird of force out here as Kingfisher takes, I believe, their first lead of the ball game. They now have it 20-19. Imbro cut off at the elbow. Gets it back to Young. Elevated jump shot. 2 in his face, and he'll score that one. Boy, that's a tough shot.
Fading away, going to his left.
Laird and Hayes White right there on top of him. Now a three-pointer on the way and easily brings one home for the Yellow Jackets. 2 really excellent basketball teams trading punches right now. The 3A Heritage Hall Chargers, 4A Kingfisher Yellow Jackets. Epic matchup here at the Wheat Capital Championship as Umbro hits the fadeaway jumper. And now Heritage Hall wants to take a 30-second timeout. Talk about it. We'll join them. 23-23, 6:44 to go in the first half. You're watching the Wheat Capital Tournament right here on Squirtle.tv.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
And we're back.
I got a text.
Producer's trying to get my attention. My bad.
I got a text that says it's true. They played in the Phillips University gym in the 1980s. In the early 1980s, that was Dave Cameron, who calls a lot of games with me. He probably played in some of those games there in the early 80s.
There you go. Back when Phillips University was a thing.
OPU.
Kingfisher with the ball to start things off here in quarter number 2. 23-23 tie as Laird has it to Easley. Dribbles in, now kicks back. Laird's cutting down the baseline. He gets the runner to go. What a great step in from Cash Laird.
He's been super aggressive, and it's paying off.
Imbro with the ball far side. On the wing now, it's switched. He's on Hayes White. Switch to Easley, and they find Southers cutting back door. Just about fumbled the ball out of bounds. Instead, he'll go downstairs to Tyler Butler in the game, and we'll have a jump ball called. The arrow will favor the Chargers of Heritage Hall.
White got his hand in there and tied him up. Boogie's going to check back in for the Chargers as Young's going to catch a breather.
Imbro to inbound. Looking right, looking left. Needs to find a teammate. Lofts one up. Boogie Bradshaw there to bail him out. Handoff pass to Imbro, and he will start the offense. Wing left. Back of the three-point arch to Southers. Pump fake, now on the drive. Nearly had the ball poked away by Hayes White. Has to get it out to Butler, and then up to Gillespie. Back to Imbro. Boogie Bradshaw driving, spinning to the paint. What a great contest right there. Rebound still being fought for, poked around, and finally we'll have a foul call. Really impressed with the defense of Croston Martin right there.
Yeah, and, Boogie's getting some looks there. Excellent spin move. Defended well, but he got a couple of extra looks at it. Hasn't got a shot to drop yet.
Tyler Butler to the line for Heritage Hall. Foul was whistled against Fair. Will be his first. Butler makes good on his first attempt from the charity stripe. He'll have a look at a second one. Butler stares it down, lets it go. That one's strong off the back iron. Rebound popped around, controlled by Martin. Bounce pass backwards to Hayes White.
That's Wilbanks who got that rebound.
Oh, excuse me.
And the bucket.
And now Wilbanks picks up 2. Wilbanks was also the one I wanted to credit with some big defense down there a minute ago. Got the number reversed in my mind. So Heritage Hall back in control of the ball. Imbro off the screen, trying to work to the baseline. Defended well by Kingfisher. Ball knocked out of bounds by Hayes White as the wraparound pass just couldn't get through Hayes.
Yeah, if Hayes didn't knock it down, Easley was coming to help out. Make sure he did. For the Chargers, it's like Nate Farmer coming in, as is Young.
Young returns to the floor. Imbro again to inbound. Long pass up top, finds Gillespie. Couple of bounces since his offense in motion. Pass right into the hands of Young. Lob pass, Bradshaw, and a whistle and a push foul. I think they're going to catch Wilbanks.
Yeah, he's getting pretty physical with him there. Has been. Seen Boogie shove back a couple of times, getting a little frustrated with him. Now Eric Luke's going to come in and give him a little bit, not as strong a look, but a little bit more length and height.
Bounce pass into Farmer, spinning in the paint. Gets the roll up to go. Nate Farmer with his first 2 of the game. Bench off of Heritage Hall contributes pretty heavily. At least they have in the game so far. 4:38 to go. First half of play. 27-26. Kingfisher on top by 1. Laird with the ball to White. Defense opens up. Hayes White to the bucket, high off the glass, so that one goes home.
Yeah, you saw Boogie coming in.
Oh, my.
Yeah, tough luck backcourt there.
Boy, that's a call that you just don't need to make. I'm sorry. I know that's with the rule. I think it's the right call, to be honest, but saw one of those in the Tournament of Champions a couple of years ago at a Dale basketball game involving Denton Forsyth, Dayton's little brother, that leapt from one side, came down with the ball on the other, and had gotten bumped in the air. I just think that's a rule that needs to be reviewed a little bit.
That was a heck of a pick right there, regardless, by Cash.
Certainly was. Gillespie has it. Bradshaw on the dribble. To the hole goes Boogie Bradshaw, and he'll pick up 2. Worked against Eric Luke that time.
Well,
quick pick off by Heritage Hall. Nate Farmer has it, and he will drop it back out. Reset the offense. Goes to Young underneath. Farmer spinning off the block. No good. Cash Laird with the rebound.
That bucket by Boogie, his first of the game. He's got 3 points.
Laird on the dribble. Cut off. Goes in the corner to Luke. Spinning back to Laird. Deep left corner. He'll work up the floor against Imbro. Cash Laird on the drive. Kicks it over near side into the hands of Easley, and he'll go to work off the block, get it, and count the bucket. Got the foul and the bucket. Nice play by Michael Easley.
Easley's really smooth in the paint and in that area. He's got a great spin move about him. Nothing real fast, it's just smooth.
Him and Eric Luke, very similar builds.
Yep.
Tall, long arms, and man, they are, when they move, it's pretty exciting to watch.
Kingfisher trailed by as many as 10, now up 4.
Game has flipped sides for sure. 3:24 as Imbro comes across the half-court line. He'll be picked up by Easley. Waves his team to the far side. Imbro wants some ISO time. He'll take the pull-up fadeaway jumper. No good. Nate Farmer with the rebound kicks it out into the hands of Whitworth, and then they'll find Gillespie. Long-range 3, no good. Cash Laird, the only one there for the rebound. Kingfisher again cleans the boards, and here come the Yellow Jackets back on the attack. Laird, handoff pass to Hayes White. Dribbles back out near the half-court line, and now he'll work left. Imbro hip to hip with Hayes White. Hayes moving down the floor to beat the count. Crossover dribble in the corner. Kicks it back up top. Easley near side. Cash Laird. Laird against Farmer into the paint. Cash Laird takes off, and he'll be fouled.
This will be his 3rd trip to the free throw line. Again, talk about his aggressiveness, whether they're getting him the ball in the paint or whether he's attacking.
Nate Farmer picks up foul number 1. Kingfisher with the lead. Chance to expand it. Clock not running. First free throw, a little light off the front iron. And Cash Laird will go back to work at the charity stripe. Eyes it, flies it. Second one off the back iron a little strong. And look at this. Easily pokes around the rebound. Or excuse me, that's Luke who poked around the rebound. And then it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Heritage Hall, and Kingfisher faithful making some noise as the Yellow Jackets grab the possession.
I think some of the Alva students down there having some fun playing a little peekaboo on the free throws.
Alva wanted to join in and root for Kingfisher in this one. They see the Yellow Jackets on a regular basis. They don't ever get to see Heritage Hall, so go root for the ones you know, I suppose. As foul whistled along the baseline, Michael Easley was trying to get the drive downhill.
They're going to see each other Tuesday night, I believe, in Kingfisher, right?
I think so. Timeout on the floor, taken by Heritage Hall. They trail 32-28, 2:24 left to go in the first half. We'll take a break. You're watching the Week Capital Tournament live on Squirtle.tv.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
It's more than just your lawn. It's your grass kingdom, your green canvas.
Welcome back live to the Week Capital Tournament here on the campus of Chisholm High School. Kingfisher will have the ball, baseline out of bounds. Easily to throw in, finds Hayes. Back to Easley, spinning. Wow, nice spin move. Just left the jumper a little high, and that one rolled across the back of the rim. Quick offensive possession for Heritage Hall. Imbro had it to Gillespie, back to Imbro. Penetrates to the foul line. Hoists up the jumper, and that one goes. Not much more you can do if you're Kingfisher right there. Cash Laird had a good closeout, hand in his face, and Imbro just knocked it down.
Elevates so high and releases high on that jump shot.
Hayes White with the pass near side into the hands of Easley. They'll swing it up top to Martin. Back to White. Bounce pass to Cash Laird, being attacked in the corner. And Laird on the dribble, falls down, maintained the dribble, and then let one go that Boogie Bradshaw was able to pick off. And then he has his pocket picked by Easley. Out to Martin. Bounce pass underneath. Luke for two. What a battle for Kingfisher. That was a huge series right there. Imbro on the dribble. He will work against Easley. Kicks it out to Farmer. Comes near side to Gillespie. Bounce pass. Nate Farmer lines it up, flies it, and Nate Farmer has connected from the deep left corner.
5 this quarter for him off the bench.
Cash Laird on the dribble now. 1 minute left to go in the first half. Kingfisher with a 1-point advantage, 34-33. White has the ball up top. Crossover dribble cut off. Kicks it back to Laird, sets a screen. Imbro on Laird. And again, Laird will fall down. Gets the bounce pass off to Easley in the corner. 3-pointer on the way from Martin, no good. Rebound pulled down by Luke. They'll find their way back to Hayes White with it. Penetrates with 34 seconds left to go, and a foul's going to be called. Hayes White will be your shooter.
Fouls on Heritage Hall, number 13, Brandon Bradshaw.
So that's on Boogie, his second.
Boy, they need Boogie Bradshaw. 2 fouls on him. Pretty decent. Hayes White stares it down, and that one rims out no good. I said Alva was cheering with Kingfisher. Now it looks like they're just playing. I think they're just goofing around, having some fun at the old Week Cap.
Well, they've been effective because Kingfisher's missed 3 free throws in a row there.
Hayes White gets the next one to go. 33 seconds left. Southers with the ball for the Chargers. Bounce pass in the corner. Nate Farmer eyes it, flies it high off the back rim. Didn't go.
That had some arch on it.
Quickly down the floor comes Martin. Markin, excuse me. Markin will outlet to Cash Laird to the rim, and off the front. Contact, no whistle. Southers has it, 9 seconds. Top of the key, spins into the defense, and then he'll elevate and shoot, no good. Young can't get the rebound, and then Hayes White is going to be called for the foul underneath as that ball continued to be poked around. I thought Timothy Young had a foul there, and they didn't see the arm hook through.
It's going to be 2 on Hayes White with just 3 seconds left in the half. So.
Southers stares down his free throws. First one up and in. Heritage Hall can tie this ball game up with 3.1 seconds left to go in the first half. Stares it down. Ball on the way, and he got it. Kingfisher kicks it in. Hayes White, 2 seconds. Behind the back dribble, three-pointer from the half-court line. Goes off the back iron, no good. And we will expire tied up at 35. The midway point is here. We'll take a break. Be back to recap first half scoring and talk about what the second half may have in store for us. All of that and more right here at the Week Capital Tournament live on Squirtle.tv.
It's more than just your lawn. It's your grass kingdom, your green canvas, your fairway to heaven. It deserves the Kubota Z400. With class-leading speed, agility, a powerful transmission, simple deck height adjustments, and legendary Kubota quality. When you need comfort, convenience, and performance, then you need the professional-grade Kubota Z400. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow, today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC.
The perfect golf swing, getting to the top, serving an ace. Whether a professional or a weekend warrior, we all want to do our best. But what if you get hurt? How do you get back to doing what you love? The team at DRH Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide comprehensive and advanced treatment for injuries. DRH Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, working to get you moving again.
Welcome back. Halftime here of the boys championship game of the Week Capital Tournament. And just like the girls title game, it's a good one. All tied up 35-35. Heritage Hall built up a 10-point lead in the first quarter, 16-6. Prompted a timeout by the Jackets. Well, a little bit before that actually was a timeout. They got up to 16-6. And then Kingfisher closed out pretty strong, pulled within 19-17 to in the first half. I think it was 19-9 at one point as well. So a good closeout by the Jackets. Big first quarter by Cash Laird. He had 7 points in that quarter, 9 points in that first quarter for Cash Laird, as Kingfisher got within 19-17 in the first four. The Chargers, Timothy Young hit those early 2 3-pointers, sparking the Chargers on their early run. They also got one out of Porter Gillespie in that first quarter. Second quarter saw Kingfisher take the lead early in the quarter and maintain it for much of the frame. The Chargers were able to tie it up late on those free throws by Denton Southers. So here we are tied at 35 apiece for Heritage Hall, leading the way. 2 players have 8 points apiece. That's Xavier Umbro, who had those 2 fouls, and also Timothy Young. Denton Southers has scored 7 for Heritage Hall. Nate Farmer 5, Porter Gillespie 3. Boogie Brashaw has 3, and Tyler Butler has the 1 point. It's Cash Laird with 14 points for the Jackets. They've also gotten 8 points out of Michael Easley, 7 from Hayes White. Eric Luke has 4 points, and Jackson Wilbanks has scored 2. So 35 points apiece here at the half. We've got 16 minutes to decide it. We're going to take a timeout. We've got about 4.5 minutes to go before we start the second half. We're going to let you hear from the great sponsors who make these games possible. So we hope you'll stay with us here on Squirtle.tv.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Student athletes push hard on the field and in the classroom. But when injuries happen, you want a physical therapist who makes recovery personal. Prime Physical Therapy is more than just a clinic. We're a faith-driven, patient-focused team committed to helping athletes bounce back stronger. Healing happens best in an environment where athletes feel supported, motivated, and yes, even have fun. Parents, you can trust us to care for your athlete like family. Call or text at 405-706-1266 for a free consultation in clinic or by phone. Prime Physical Therapy, helping athletes get back to their prime performance.
Welcome to Charleston's, where great food and great service is what's on the menu. Business lunch after landing that big sale? Check. Never miss ordering our mouth-watering spinach dip? Check. Catching up over some margaritas? Check. Or just a craving for our key lime pie? Checkmate. No matter the reason, big, small, or none at all, you gotta come to Charleston's.
Evolve Events strives to provide a top-tier youth basketball experience in the OKC metro area. Our goal is to create a safe, competitive atmosphere that also works within your budget. We are focused on facilitating an environment that will help all players, teams, and coaches grow. Whether you're aiming to take your skills to the next level, secure a spot on your school team, or one day hoist a gold ball at the big house, Evolve Events has a platform for you. Don't just play, evolve. Visit our website at evolveokevents.com to get signed up for an Evolve event today.
I will have... Sorry, but how do you choose? I will have... Oh, the old-fashioned banana split sends your taste buds to heaven. But the strawberry shortcake sundae tastes like summer in a dish. Then there's the molten lava cake sundae. Oh, but the banana fudge sundae, I'm truly...
Sir, or you could get all four.
Let's do that.
Come enjoy your favorite classic sundae at Braum's.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and range land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to the 57th Annual Wheat Capital Tournament Boys Championship game underway. Swish, we're halfway through this one. And, I mean, you might as well clear the scoreboard. Started all at 0. It's 35 all. They played a lot of basketball to get back to just dead even.
Yeah, it's like I said when I was running through the stats there. Just like the girls' game at halftime, it's a fantastic game, which is what you hope for when you get to the 7th and 8th games of the day on the last day of a 3-day tournament. You hope you have good championship games, and so far we've been treated to that.
Certainly have. Haven't had a chance to look back through the book. I'd be surprised to find out that Heritage Hall had ever won this tournament.
I don't think they've been here.
I was going to say, I think this may be their first appearance.
Kingfishers won it 14 times.
Oh, my goodness.
Won the first ever, and then went through a span of, I think, 8 out of 9 years. The only time they didn't win, they didn't send their varsity here because they played in the Tournament of Champions on that magnificent run they had there just a few years ago.
Kingfisher opens with the possession. Laird has it looking underneath for Easley. Ball poked away momentarily by Heritage Hall, but Easley, good hustle right there to get that loose ball up off the floor. Laird will penetrate, kicks back to White. Free throw line, jumper is going to be good for Hayes White. Hayes White, Sands sweatband.
Yeah, he's done that. Sometimes he'll wear it in the first half, but not in the second. That's multiple times I've seen him do that.
Boogie Bradshaw cut off down low. Good defense by Cash Laird and Easley as they kept him from scoring, and then one ricochets off of the foot of Jackson Wilbanks.
So now, I mean, like I said, I've seen him do that multiple times now. So first time I just thought, I was like, okay, he didn't really have a very good first half, so he took it off. So now I got to check and see if that's a thing. I need to go back and rewatch some stuff.
Pointing at the clock, and apparently, if I had to take a wild guess, I would say that the clock failed to start.
Well, no,
at some point.
they gave Kingfisher 3 points on that Hayes White jumper. It
That's
should have
what
just
it
been
is.
2. Squirtle's got it right.
There we go. Can't beat the old producers from Squirtle. Best in the business. At least that's what I'm paid to say, right? I think we are correct now.
Yes.
37-35. Kingfisher on top. Chargers with the ball. The Hall into the front court. Imbro on the dribble. He will be cut off top of the wing. Nearly had a pass stolen underneath. Boogie Bradshaw going strong to the rim, and he's going to draw the foul this time.
He had some mean intentions there. I think he wanted some rim.
Absolutely.
And Cash Laird and Easley were there. Laird's the one who gets the foul, just his first.
Bradshaw will stare down the first of 2, and that one rims out no good. Heritage Hall, since Kingfisher has taken the lead, has crept this game back to even, and it seems like they get very close from the free throw line, but cannot seem to get over the hump. Second one from Bradshaw will find its way home after a couple of bounces off the back iron. Kingfisher kicks the ball into Markin. Back to White on the dribble. Slowly approaching the half-court line. Now the trap comes. Finds Markin. He'll penetrate. Kicks out far side. Easily three-pointer on the way. That one in and out of the cylinder. High rebound taken by Southers. He'll give it up to Imbro. Charging to the bucket, and Imbro drops one off at the rim.
Probably could have thrown that one down. He was up there. You saw his explosiveness on that play.
White again will go right side to Easley on the wing. Southers comes out to provide the defense. Kicks it across the top to Markin. Now to Cash Laird underneath. Easley again finds White. White will attack, penetrates, gets the ball stuck on his hip, kicks to Easley. Three-pointer on the way. That one off the back iron. Young with the rebound. Here comes Timothy Young, who's had a fairly quiet game for Timothy Young.
Opened with those 2 early three-pointers and had 2 points since then.
That one's strong off of the back of the rim. Kingfisher back in control. Markin on the dribble, beats the pressure, and then throws one up. Thought he was going to get fouled, I think. Young with the rebound. Kicks out Southers, baseline. Bounce pass across to Imbro. Fadeaway jumper will go, and Imbro's heating up.
Yeah, we've seen him do that pull-up fadeaway a couple of times now. It's so tough to stop.
Hayes will throw one down the floor to Easley, wing right. One dribble, stop now. Wilbanks comes out to get it. Handoff pass to Hayes White. Looks at the three, doesn't take it. Instead, he'll work off of the screen, kicks the ball over to Cash Laird, and he'll go on the dribble. Working against Young behind the back to the rim, and Cash Laird delivers 2.
Behind the back to his left hand, then finishes with his left and keeps Young at bay.
Not intimidated whatsoever by the NBA star's younger brother out here for the Hall. Imbro, lob pass underneath. Boogie Bradshaw going up, going to be called for the travel.
He caught the ball down there, had 3 white jerseys or 3 blue jerseys around him.
Another lead change after that last Impro shot. Heritage Hall now leads 40-39. Kingfisher a chance to take it back. Full court pressure awaiting the Yellow Jackets from Heritage Hall. Into White on the dribble. Effortlessly between the legs. Approaches Imbro, and now he'll speed up. Imbro gets a hand and a tip out to Southers, and he will deliver the layup. 2 points. Cash Laird, good defense right there. Laird will trigger it in, and right back to Cash it comes. He'll work the ball down the floor against Imbro, all the way to the foul line, and then lets the floater go. Gets his own rebound, poked away, and it goes off of the top of his head. Cash Laird thought he got fouled. I'm not sure he didn't.
He is convinced that he did, but no whistle.
Imbro on the dribble, working wing right. Now he'll retreat. Gets it to Timothy Young, stares down the three-pointer, and Young's got another one.
So good run by the Chargers here as they push their lead up to 6.
White again on the dribble, working against Southers this time. Across the half-court line, trap coming, tries to get it underneath to Markin, taken away by Heritage Hall. Gillespie spot up, three-pointer, too strong. Cash Laird runs down the rebound. Kicks it out, Hayes White. He'll accelerate into the forecourt, backing Imbro the whole way. And then Hayes White got tagged on the wrist, and I think they're going to catch Denton Southers.
So as soon as Hayes is getting it across half court, whenever he brings it up, they're running that second defender at him, trying to get the ball out of his hands. That resulted in a turnover earlier as he threw it away. But this is that's a ploy that Kingfisher used against a kid named Trey Alexander back when they played for the state title, trying to get the ball out of his hands and make others run the offense.
You know, I saw Kingfisher do that same thing to a young man from Alva named Kyler Pinko.
Yep.
Worked pretty effectively against the Goldbugs. 45-39 our score. Heritage Hall with the lead. Hayes White on the dribble. Backs it back out. They'll reset. Comes near side into the hands of Laird. Cash on the dribble, working against Young. Picks it up. Gives it out to Easley. Spinning into the paint. Opens himself up. Left it short. Gets a second look at it. And that one will go. Timeout, Kingfisher. 45-41. Kingfisher trailing 3:22 left to go here in the third. We'll take a quick break and be back. You'll catch everything on Squirtle.tv when we return.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279. or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
And welcome back live to the Week Capital here on Squirtle.tv. I'm Matt Adair alongside Michael Swisher, bringing you the action from the boys' championship contest, and it's a good one. 45-41. 3:22 left to go in the third period.
We've seen both teams make runs. Most recently it was Heritage Hall. Came out with those 10 points to build up a 6-point lead on the Jackets here about midway through this quarter.
Felt to me like Heritage Hall had a lead through most of the first quarter. Kingfisher held it for most of the second quarter, went to the locker room tied at halftime. And now the Hall again pushing here in the third as the long three-pointer from Young is off the mark. Rebound secured by Wilbanks, and he'll kick it out to White. Cross courts it for Laird. Wants to penetrate, kicks it out to Easley. Dribble drive, and that one goes errantly off his foot. Worked out perfectly as it goes to the corner for Hayes White to shoot the three. No good. Nate Farmer with the rebound. Outlet to Gillespie, up the floor to Young. Underneath Boogie Bradshaw. Bradshaw drives, and he's going to get the offensive foul. That was a perfect setup by Colin Fair. What a play.
Fair just waiting on him. He even kept his eyes open for most of that, but he knew the impact was coming. That's the third foul on Boogie.
Tell you what, even baited Boogie into that one a little bit. A great play by the young freshman. 45-41, Heritage Hall still on top. White with the ball goes near side into the hands of Easley. Far side to Easley. Wilbanks will take it. Now back to White. Sends it across the top to Laird. Penetrates to the free throw line. Now runs into Boogie Bradshaw. First look won't go. Second look won't go. Third look from Cash Laird, and that one goes home. 2 offensive boards and a 2-point bucket.
Again, just staying aggressive, and he went right at Boogie, who has those 3 fouls.
Nate Farmer trapped on the sideline. Outlet to Bradshaw. Spinning. Cut off by Wilbanks. Heavy defense being applied by Kingfisher right here. Young with the ball. Lob pass. Boogie Bradshaw goes up. Draws the foul against Wilbanks.
Good cut. Good pass. Wilbanks kept him from scoring. Going to make him earn the 2 points.
Third foul against Wilbanks there. A couple of Heritage Hall players sitting out with 3 fouls as well. Well, not necessarily sitting out. On the floor with 3 fouls. Austin King will enter the game for Austin King comes in for Heritage Hall. Substitution also on the floor for Kingfisher. Looking to see, I think it was Eric Luke that came in.
He's giving Wilbanks those 3 fouls a breather.
Bradshaw's second shot on the mark.
Now Porter Gillespie in for the Chargers.
Boogie Bradshaw will go to the bench with his 3 fouls. So Heritage Hall goes with a smaller lineup set. Boogie Bradshaw on the bench. That tends to happen. White will go on the dribble. Minute 45 to go in the third period. He'll find easily far side through Laird, back up top to White. Goes to attack Young, cut off at the elbow. Finds easily, penetrates into the paint, gets the runner to go, and that one in the face of Austin King, who had a great closeout.
He absorbed the contact and got the soft floater to go.
Southers will go to the rack, challenged by Kingfisher all the way, and then the Yellow Jackets pick up the rebound and quickly call a walk against Eric Luke.
Southers went right at easily with a good defensive play, but
that was solid.
Luke kind of got caught in no man's land, didn't know whether to dribble or pass, and he traveled.
Hesitation turnover as Nate Farmer goes up and gets fouled. No good on the bucket, but Michael Easley will pick one up. Whew, good pump fake by Nate Farmer.
Yeah, scary fall there by Easley.
His legs taken right out from underneath him on that.
He popped up, though.
Second foul on Easley. Farmer will stare down 2. 2-point lead for Heritage Hall. Chance to extend that as Nate Farmer missed everything with the first one. Found the glass and no rim. For Nate Farmer, he might be too close.
Yeah. Does have a 3-pointer in this one.
Stares down the second one. That one's strong off the back iron. Luke pulls down the rebound. Outlet to White. White will be on the dribble. Right corner. Timothy Young creeping up. Here comes the trap. Hayes White, lob pass to Fair. One dribble and a foul.
Not a loud whistle, but there was one. Just 3 team fouls. First personal for King.
So that was side inbound for Kingfisher. It looks like it will be Cash Laird to bring it in. They'll find Hayes White in the corner, nearly lost the handle on it. Now resets, thinks about the 3-pointer, turns it down, goes on the dribble, attacks Young, fadeaway jumper, won't go. Timothy Young there for the board. Young wants to push the pace a bit as he comes down the floor. Picks up defense from Cash Laird, and now Hayes White with a closeout, and Timothy Young knocks down the elbow jumper.
So good defense by Young on this end, then knocks down the jumper on the other. And here comes that running right at Hayes, trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Hayes will give it up to Laird. On the dribble, working against Southers. Needs to try and break the 5-second count. He'll just go to the rack and get fouled, and Cash Laird will be back at the line for 2.
Probably got away with a pretty good little nudge there with his right arm.
Austin King picks up personal foul number 2 and sends Cash Laird to the foul line. Laird, no stranger to the charity stripe tonight. Been there a couple times.
This is his 4th trip. Missed his last 2 free throws on the other end.
Must have been something wrong with the rim because that one was nothing but net. 28.8 seconds left to go in period 3. 49-46, Heritage Hall on top. Cash Laird a chance to make this a one-possession game. That one hits the front of the rim, finds its way home. 49-47. Heritage Hall with the ball. Southers on the dribble. Awaiting him is Michael Easley at the half-court line. Southers will bring it into the offensive forecourt. Works to his right. Hand off to Young. Gillespie looks like he's coming to try and set the screen. Young will work away from it. On the dribble, ball nearly poked away.
That's an offensive foul there, I believe, on Gillespie.
You are correct.
He was trying to set a screen, and that really got set, was running into the defender.
Gillespie just his first, but the turnover is the big part of that. Quickly, ball into White. Dribbles across, 5 seconds. Now wants to go on the run to the corner. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Has to throw up a double overhand shot, and the time will expire. Basket no good. 49-47 as we head to the fourth. We'll take a break. You're watching the Week Capital Tournament live on Squirtle.tv.
It's game time and the lights are shining bright. Don't get caught in the dark. Power up with the Generac home standby generator from Moyer Electric and Generators. When the power goes out, your lights, heat, and games stay on automatically. Moyer Electric and Generators, powering Oklahoma's homes like champions. Visit MoyerElectricOK.com or call today at 888-265-3020.
Oklahoma Career Tech. It's where confidence is built. It's more than just practice. It's developing the skills to build a successful future. We're doing work that matters.
To more than just us. So, when a family needs me,
When my community needs me. When Oklahoma needs me,
I'll be ready.
Life moves fast, and you deserve internet that keeps up. Say hello to Pioneer Fiber Internet with blazing fast gig fiber speeds designed for the way you live, work, and play. From ultra-smooth streaming and lag-free gaming to lightning-fast downloads and crystal-clear video calls, Gig Fiber gives you the speed and reliability to do it all. Ready to upgrade your internet experience? Visit GoPioneer.com to sign up today.
Welcome back to the Week Capital Tournament. Fourth quarter now underway, 49-47. Kingfisher and Heritage Hall battling it out for the big trophy tonight. Southers has it. Handoff pass to Imbro, wing left. Works against Cash Laird. Imbro was hot there for moments in the third quarter, and now he'll go body to the bucket. Missed it. Boogie Bradshaw with the rebound. Can't get the stick back to go, and it's going to go out of bounds off Kingfisher.
Imbro and Boogie both had decent looks there.
Imbro taps the ball, sends his team into motion. Bounce pass underneath the Southern, who works around the cutoff defense from Fair and finds a way up to the bucket. 2 more for Heritage Hall. White on the dribble. Looking for the trap. It won't come this time. Hayes White top of the key, and now Gillespie fires late. Fair hands off in the corner. Will Banks cutting into the middle of the paint, and they're going to call him with a travel.
Yeah, didn't come to a jump stop. Instead, he shuffled his feet.
.45 seconds off of the clock so far in this fourth period. 51-47, Heritage Hall. Imbro on the dribble, gives it up to Young. Wing right, cross-court pass for Gillespie. Kingfisher creeps out. Imbro beats the defense. Backside, goes to the bucket. Great back cut by Imbro right there.
He just had a couple of plays tonight where his explosiveness just jumps out at you.
In 2 steps, he's full speed.
Yeah.
Cash Laird with the ball. Gives it up to White. Has his pocket picked. Gillespie up ahead. Southers controls it. And a layup for Heritage Hall.
Quick 8-point lead now for the Chargers. The 6-0 burst to start the quarter.
This is the challenge for a basketball team. Can you mentally refocus? And Kingfisher looks like they can answer the call. Foul whistled against Heritage Hall. Southers will pick that one up. It's his 4th. That's a big one. Oh, excuse me. They show that as just his 1st. That can't be right. You got him for just one?
Well, if you had a good stat keeper with you, he would be keeping the fouls, but you don't. So I just depend on the scores table for fouls. So I don't remember him fouling a lot. Again, you see Laird create some space with that left shoulder.
Well, we'll put a question mark next
There you
to
go.
Southers. Scoreboard says 1. I had 3, but I may have given him one of Michael Easley's. Marked the wrong 5. Quick poke away from Kingfisher. Cash Laird all the way to the bucket. Got the right English and rolled that one in. A lot of spin on that layup as he kind of front-handed it.
Again, the 8-point deficit cut in half by the Jackets with 2 quick buckets.
Imbro on the dribble. Works back near the half-court line. Center stage to Young. And Young will elevate and drop another jump shot off.
Went off the screen of Boogie there, created a lot of extra space for him.
Hayes White with the bounce pass to Easley. One dribble, kicks it up top to Fair. Back to White. Screen from Wilbanks, works against the trap, cross-courts it for Easley, in the corner to Fair. Wants to drive against Bradshaw, has the ball poked away momentarily, gets it back. Easley now swings it up top. In the corner, Cash Laird, three-pointer on the way. That one off the back iron, no good. Imbro with a long rebound runs it down, and he is going to go and attack the hole, count the bucket, gets fouled by Cash Laird.
Again, just explosiveness, then he soars through the air, hangs up in there, absorbs the contact, and somehow gets it to drop. Second foul on Cash.
Opportunity for a three-point play for Imbro. Eyes it, flies it, and that one's good. 60-51. 9-point advantage for Heritage Hall. Came down to a one-possession win for Kingfisher last night. Little momentum for the Yellow Jackets, and we could be headed there again, a one-possession game. Cash Laird, quick move on the wing. Now works off of Southern, absorbs some contact, backs out, 5-second count underway. Laird will penetrate, no look, backdoor pass intended for Easley, poked away.
Chargers read it, able to get a hand on that.
Laird will inbound, baseline out of bounds. Kingfisher under their own bucket. Kick it into White. Underneath, Laird goes up, blocked. Imbro comes away with the rebound. Wilbanks between him and the bucket. Now we're going to have a blocking foul whistled against Wilbanks.
And that'll be 4 on him, I believe, with 4:28 to play in this one. Eric Luke going to check in. Croston Martin as well for the Jackets.
2 substitutions off the Kingfisher bench. Headed for a breather, Fair and Wilbanks. And now a timeout. We'll take it with them. 60-51, 4:28 left to go in the game. You're watching the Week Capital Tournament live on Squirtle.tv.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Why be a Ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Imbro to inbound as he finds Tim Young cutting to the bucket, and Timothy Young picks up the uncontested 2.
Talked about him being quiet earlier. I think he's up to 17 points now.
Just so smooth. And just a freshman, too. He has got a lot of very high-level basketball left to play in his career. White working against Imbro, has the ball poked away. Picked up by Markin. Spinning, needs a teammate, comes near side into the hands of Laird. Cross-courts it for Easley. He will go to work against Southers. We're going to have a block whistled against Denton Southers. Depending on how well you listen, this could either be foul number 4 or foul number 2. We'll go with 2.
Nobody's arguing it down there now.
I must have mismarked it. Hit the wrong 5. Inbounds pass from Hayes White to Easley. Cut off by Young. Long pass up the top to White. Into the corner, and that was going to be Luke. Had the ball poked away, and it will stay with Kingfisher. Risky play by Southers right there on the baseline. That could have just as easily been a foul.
Well, he's only got 2. So.
I was thinking more about getting Kingfisher into the double bonus. Bounce pass underneath, almost got away. Easily runs it down. Gets it back up top to White.
Embro has been all over Hayes White, too.
Nearly has the poke away steal. Hayes White open for 3. That one's strong off the back iron. Southers pulls down the rebound. Up ahead, Boogie Bradshaw avoids the charge, finds Gillespie in the corner, and bang, he hit a big one.
It's the second 3 of the game, opens up the biggest lead, 65-51, prompting the Kingfisher timeout.
Kingfisher wants to talk about it. We'll take the break with them. You're watching the Week Capital Tournament right here on Squirtle.tv.
6 surgeons, 4 locations, 1 goal: to improve the health and lives of people in Oklahoma. At Oral and Maxillofacial Associates, we treat every patient like family. As the preferred dental implant and oral surgery specialist of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and with over 30 years of service to our community, we are trusted by professionals and dedicated to expert care. With 4 convenient locations around the metro area, we are here for you. Trust the experts at OMA. Visit our website, www.omaok.com.
Oh, that's pretty good.
In 2018, I was pointing out to Matt there during the break, 2018, Heritage Hall's closing out the state championship win over Kingfisher. The Charger student section started chanting, "Go start your tractors, go start your tractors." So now every time they played Heritage Hall ever since, Kingfisher's dressed as hillbilly as they could.
You got to love it, right?
Country bumpkin.
Student section has been a big presence here in the gym at Chisholm. Kingfisher works the ball on the perimeter. Laird will pass it to Markin. Back to Cash Laird. Dribbles into the free throw line, cut off to Easley. He'll fire for 3, and that one rims out no good. Tipped away rebound off the hand of Boogie Bradshaw to Southers. Now underneath Bradshaw, and he'll drop it off at the bucket.
I thought he was going to bring the rim down.
Boogie Bradshaw just didn't quit on that one, running the break. Got behind the Kingfisher defense. White will give it up to Laird. Bounce pass back to Hayes White. Trap coming. Sends it back up top. Cash Laird. He'll penetrate to the elbow. Back to White. Hayes on the dribble. Has it poked away in that trap. Imbro with it, and he will try and bank one home. That one rejected by the rim. Back out to Boogie Bradshaw for 3. Won't go. Imbro second look at it. He's going to be fouled by Easley. That might be the 4th foul on Easley. Yep, just 3.
Well, I think we must have a timeout being called here.
We certainly do. Another break here from the booth. Heritage Hall on top, 67-51. You're watching the Week Capital Tournament live on Squirtle.tv.
Need insurance that serves you and not the other way around? At Brining Insurance, we're independent, which means we work for you, not the carriers. Home, auto, business, or farm, we work as hard as you do. Whether you need a hand finding and portable insurance for your church, someone to help wrestle that school policy, or someone to help plug the leaks in your municipal coverage, get a hold of Robert Wagner. He can help. Call 580-628-2559 today or start your quote anytime at brininginsure.com.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company. Older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you, and small enough to know you. We've been around since 1901, proudly serving the communities of Northwest Oklahoma and Southern Kansas. We're making banking easy. Whether you're at home, in the office, or waiting for the next quarter to start, our online or mobile banking options help you to juggle busy schedules and financial needs. So stop by and see us at any of our locations in Alva, Burlington, Freedom, Enid, and Kiowa, Kansas. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Out of the timeout, it will be Imbro at the foul line. Stares down the first, and that one will hit the back, the front, and then roll outside the rim.
We've seen Heritage Hall build this 16-point lead, and really it's been on the strength of the defense. It's created a lot of offense for them, but just really has done a great job of shutting down the Kingfisher offense. Only 4 points so far here in the fourth quarter for the Jackets.
Second free throw found its way home. Kingfisher quickly into the offensive forecourt. Markin with it. One dribble, cut off, back to Easley. He'll attack against Timothy Young, cut off by Bradshaw. Steps through, easy bucket, Michael Easley. Doing a good job with some fancy footwork right there. I think we've seen Heritage Hall a couple of times come with that double team and then let go just a little bit and easily step through. Imbro back to the rim, and he'll get another two. Imbro working hard for one of those Downtown Threads t-shirts. He may be the player of the game if Heritage Hall can close this out, and Michael Easley goes with two back the other way. I think that was Easley. Unless
that was.
Okay. I saw Luke run out of there, and I thought, uh-oh, got the wrong guy. Imbro on the dribble, 1:24 left to go in the game. Cash Laird will chase him all the way to the corner and start the 5-second count. Couple of dribbles from Imbro, kicks it out. Boogie Bradshaw spinning. Kingfisher got a hand on it, but not enough to take it away. Imbro back in control. Leading Luke up the floor. And now Luke will engage. Imbro cuts by on the way to the bucket. Yeah. He's going to be called for the travel.
Didn't get that pass out of his hands in time before he came down with that second step.
Heritage Hall did a good job of running some clock there. 61 seconds left in this one. Hayes White, long pass down the floor. Michael Easley, who's had the hot hand, driving to the bucket again. They caught him on the wrist on this one. It'll be a foul on the floor, I believe. It's the third team foul against Heritage Hall. Yep, they're going to call that a shooting foul. Fantastic. That will send Michael Easley to the line. Third foul on Southers as Easley knocks down the first.
Easley, one of, I believe, 10 seniors on this team. Again, pretty much have a 7-man rotation, and 6 of them are seniors.
Wow. Experience leading the way for Kingfisher as Easley knocks down the second. Heritage Hall inbound. Southers working against Easley, far side of the floor. Southers finds a gap. Now he's trapped. Gets it out to Gillespie. Working against White. Gillespie on the dribble. Gives it up to Imbro. Headed to the bucket. Tries to stuff one. Won't go. Boogie Bradshaw with the rebound. And he will get the dunk. The first one of the game for Heritage Hall. 30 seconds left as Easley comes across the floor. Kicks it off to Hayes White. Spinning into the paint. Gives it up to Cash Laird. Dribble drive. He'll score and one.
Laird, basket is good. Again, an excellent game for Laird. 26 points, 27 if he can knock down this free throw.
Foul whistled against Bradshaw. It'll be his fourth. Laird eyes it, flies it, sticks it. And one is good. Timeout. Kingfisher will take a break. It's the Week Capital Tournament live on Squirtle.tv.
The proof starts here at Upper Crust. The details are deliberate, perfectly on purpose. From that warm greeting to the wood-fired smoky char of our signature pies. Upper Crust, gather round.
Martin's Machine Shop, a family-owned business since 1974, serves Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas. They offer full machine shop, welding, and metal working capabilities for repair and fabrication. Their fluid power division repairs hydraulic cylinders, pumps, motors, and valves, and includes a full inventory of 6,000 PSI hose and fittings. Give them a call at 580-227-2734 or connect through their website, www.martinsmachineshop.com, to see how they can assist you today.
Welcome back to the Weed Capital Tournament, 57th annual. And it's home here at Chisholm High School. 72-60 Heritage Hall on top of the Yellow Jackets from Kingfisher. Into that full timeout following the three-point play from Cash Laird. Got the bucket and the foul. Stuck the free throw. 22.9 seconds left. See if Kingfisher has a 12-point play drawn up. Gotta love the competitive nature of both of these teams, though. Going to play this right down to the wire. Young to inbound for the Hall. Pump fakes, finds Southers, and he's going to be fouled by Easley. Fourth foul on Michael Easley. Only the fourth team foul, so Heritage Hall will have to inbound again, 20.9 seconds on the clock. Again, into Gillespie. Back to Young on the dribble. White tries to knock it away, and then Cash Laird will commit the foul. Fifth team foul, third on Cash Laird, and that will send Timothy Young to the line, who's had a fantastic game. 17 points in this one. We mentioned that they've been kind of a quiet 17, but he has worked his tail off defensively, come up with several steals, some big rebounds. He's just been big in the right moments.
I also had a quiet 17, but that was for my entire career.
Right.
Basketball. Young misses the first free throw. His brother now a Wizard.
Heard about the trade. In fact, Todd Miller was wondering if he's yet to have a brand new Wizards jersey hanging in his closet yet. Timothy Young, of course, the younger brother of now Wizards player Trae Young. Young stares down the second. On the way, and that one rolls off.
Something about that end down there. It hasn't been kind to free throw shooters overall.
White will fire for three, no good. Cash Laird with the rebound, goes for the stick back and got it to go. 4 seconds, three. Heritage Hall doesn't have to inbound the ball, and they won't, and that will do it. And Heritage Hall will take home the first place trophy for the boys championship here at the 57th annual Week Capital Classic. Their first appearance, and they go home with the big hardware. Hard-fought game for Kingfisher, though they played exceptionally well. We'll take a break. When we come back, recap scoring in this one and then send you guys home. You've listened and been watching the Week Capital Tournament all right here on Squirtle.tv. Welcome back to the 57th annual Weed Capital Basketball Tournament here at Chisholm High School. We'll recap scoring as they set the trophy presentation up at midcourt. Runner-up plaque goes to the Kingfisher Yellow Jackets, who had an exceptional tournament. What a great basketball team they are. Lots of big things, I think, in their future as they contend for that 4A title this year. Kingfisher led in scoring by Cash Laird, who dropped off 29 tonight. Michael Easley had 18. Hayes White finishes his night with 9. Eric Luke has 4. Jackson Wilbanks has 2. And that was your scoring for Kingfisher. The Heritage Hall Chargers take home the Week Capital Championship in their first ever appearance. They were led in scoring tonight by Xavier Imbro with 20. Denton Southers had 13 in the game. Boogie Bradshaw had 10. Tyler Butler had a point. Nate Farmer had 5. Porter Gillespie had 3. Timothy Young finishes the night with 17 points to his credit, and he will be our Downtown Threads player of the game. He was everywhere on the court tonight. Played a ton of minutes, had excellent defense, and like I said, added 17 to his team's total. Seemed like anytime they needed a big shot, Timothy Young was the answer. As they take home that championship trophy, we'll now have the announcement of the all-tournament team for the boys' side. First for Jones, Carlos Hardiman. Going to be the recipient of an all-tournament team plaque.
Also from Jones, Skylar Carpenter.
Skylar Carpenter, also from that Jones basketball team.
From Woodward, Caden Gaines.
From Woodward, Caden Gaines, no stranger to all tournament teams here at the Wheat Capital Classic.
From Chisholm, Cooper Westfall.
From Chisholm, Cooper Westfall, who had an amazing night from behind the three-point arc in their third place finish tonight. Cooper Westfall was a lights-out shooter. And Cooper's here, so he will make his way down to receive his all-tournament team plaque from his coach.
From our runner-up, Kingfisher Yellow Jackets, Cash Laird.
From the Kingfisher Yellow Jackets, Cash Laird, who, like we talked about tonight, an amazing performance, 29 points in this championship game against Heritage Hall.
Also from our runner-ups, Hayes White.
Hayes White, also a big game tonight for the Kingfisher Yellow Jackets. White had 9 points in this performance, but typically a leader among this Kingfisher team. He does so much for them.
Brandon Bradshaw.
From the championship team, Boogie Bradshaw will join the all-tournament team roster. In his first appearance here at the Wheat Cap, a little extra hardware to go home with Boogie.
And our tournament MVP from Heritage Hall, Xavier Embro.
Xavier Embro will take home the tournament MVP award from Heritage Hall. And again, his first tournament appearance. He had 20 points tonight, aiding his team to take home that championship trophy. Your all tournament MVPs, again, for the boys' side, Xavier Embro. From the girls' side, Kylie Adair. What an exciting Wheat Capital tournament. Final score for the final time. Heritage Hall defeats Kingfisher to take home the crown 72-62. For all the good folks here at Squirtle that made this broadcast possible, including our sponsors and, of course, my broadcast partner, Michael Swisher, thank you for joining us, and good night, everybody.